Hi there everybody, I'm Maggie, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So for those who don't know, I am a blogger, and if you didn't know that, I'm a little confused as to how you found this video, because I'm not a big YouTube person. Like, this is the first video I've ever made, and I'm only linking to it from my blog, so if you got to it some other way, that's really awesome. It's just a little strange. But anyway, so as I said, I'm a blogger, and I have had my blog for 1 year now, woohoo! In celebration of my Blogiversary, that's a weird word to say. Anyway, in celebration of my Blogiversary, I'm doing a new thing with video, because I've always wanted to try video for a while now. And I thought it would be interesting to do in a little bit of a celebration for my Blogiversary. I asked a couple friends of mine some questions, like, anything you ever wanted to ask me. I went to Twitter, I went to some people I know, so I have a list of a couple questions to answer, and that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so the first question is, what are you majoring in, and what are some college tips, because I'm starting part-time next semester, please help. I just finished my first semester of college! Yay! And I somehow managed to survive, and I'm not entirely sure how. I'm an English major, and so that answers that question. Some tips for college though. Oh gosh. Okay, first thing, label everything. Everything you own, even your like cheap dollar store notebooks, label them. Because if you're like me, you're gonna lose things. And you're gonna panic because that had all my psychology notes in it, what am I going to do? And then if your name's in it, even if you put like your phone number in it, just like, hey, if you find this, please text me. That'll help out a lot. Water bottles, very important. Stay hydrated, please. Also, label that. I can't tell you how many times I've lost my water bottle on campus in the last semester, like 10, at least. So, label your stuff, carry a water bottle. Gosh, what else? I'm thinking of this all on the spot, by the way. Alright, third tip, not only do you go to class, because, you know, going to class is important, but you should also try to participate in class and, you know, interact with your professors when you can. It actually goes a long way. If your professors know you well, they might be more inclined to give you an extension or more inclined to be understanding when like, hey, look, I'm dying over here from the fever or something like that. I'm gonna miss class today. They may be more understanding in that way. When my computer died, we'll put it that way, I emailed a couple of my professors like, hey, look, I know these papers are coming up and I will do my best to get them done because our campus has computer labs and stuff that were available to the students, but I said, look, I'm not going to be able to just like whip out my laptop and start typing an essay out of the blue, so it might take me longer, and both my professors like, that's cool, I know you'll do what you can, just, you know, here's a couple days extra extension. They knew who I wasn't just like some random kid in their class. So they were more understanding when it came to random things like that. It depends on how big of a school you're going to. Where I'm going now, the biggest class I was in was probably about 30 people. I'm trying to think of one more thing I could do. Here's a little bit of advice that you might not always hear from people. You don't have to be friends with everybody. It's good to know people on campus, like, hey, I was running late to English today. Can you tell me what the professor was saying about the exam? Because I totally missed that. Yeah, it's more of an introvert thing. You're gonna get to college, especially if you're moving in, like, we have the big orientation week and everything, and it's the introvert nightmare and you think you're going to die. But, you know, you get to college and it's like, oh, be friends with all these people. Look at all these people you get to meet. The introvert in you is gonna be like, no, I don't want to meet all the people, and, you know, you don't have to. The first couple weeks when I was at school, I felt like there was a lot of pressure to be friends with everybody. Like, I had to be friends with all the people on my floor. I had to be friends with all the people in my classes, and it was really overwhelming for me. It kind of took me a minute to get into the mindset of, okay, I can talk to this person, but I don't have to be best buds with everybody. And that's okay, you're not going to be. You're gonna come into contact with people you don't like. Face it. I wish you the best of luck in your first semester of college. That's really exciting. I'm sure you'll do great, honestly. So anyway, moving on to the next question. What is your favorite fruit? My gut instinct is to say pineapple, but I'm very picky. I mean, first of all, pineapple's from Psych, of course. Have to love the pineapple. Any other fruits that I like? I love strawberries. I love grapes. And bananas. Alright, next question. What would your ideal house look like? Honestly, it'd probably look a lot like the house my family has now. It's nice because I get my own space. If I were to change anything, I would want a big library. I'm a book lover. I would love to just have a room full of books because right now I just have one shelf. At the library at my school, we have these beanbag chairs. I think they're called love sacks. They're these huge beanbag chairs and they're so comfortable. So I would have a library full of books, cozy love sack beanbag chair things, and tea. There would be tea. There would be enough hot water to make everybody all the tea that they could ever desire. If you could be any Disney character, who would you be? Alright, so this might come as a shock to some people, but I have not seen as many Disney movies as most people my age have. Yeah, cue the gasping! Like, you know, I never saw The Little Mermaid, never saw, like, The Lion King, never saw anything like that. So, anyway, movies that I have seen. A friend of mine kinda bribed me to watch Mulan, and I wasn't, like, greatly opposed to it. She was just like, please watch Mulan, or I'm never going to be your friend again. I was like, I need friends. I'll watch Mulan. So I did, and I actually really loved that movie. She was pretty awesome. Next question. If there's one book, Bible not included, you could read for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm gonna go get those books quick. I'll be right back. Okay, technically I grabbed 6 books, but bear with me. Nonfiction, I have 2 favorite nonfiction books. The first one is Do Hard Things. You can't see my face when I hold it up like that. Do Hard Things by Alex and Brett Harris. I read this for the first time a couple years ago, and I loved it. More written for people younger than me now. Like I said, I read this a couple years ago, but it's about, you know, young people reaching their full potential. You know, when you're a teenager, you hear a lot of, oh, you're just a kid, you can't do anything, and this is about like, hey, actually, you can, and here's what you can do. So, that was a really fun book to read, and really inspiring. Second book, nonfiction, that I could read for the rest of my life. The Reason by Lacey Sturm, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Wish I could meet her someday. Yeah, this is her autobiography, and it goes through her childhood, her time with Flyleaf. If you don't know, Lacey Sturm was the lead singer of Flyleaf before she stepped down. Oh gosh, I can't remember how long ago it was. It was a couple years ago. And since then she's started a solo career. She's written 2 books. But yeah, this is another really good and really inspiring book. Her testimony is just amazing. I really love her story. I actually have a couple passages underlined in here, and if you know me, I do not write in books. Like, even my textbooks, I'm like, no, we're never writing in the textbook, ever. And so this one I actually took a pencil and underlined a couple of phrases that I like. Trying to find some now. Okay, here's one that I really like. Our lives stretch out like shafts of light reaching into the lives of everyone else. You and I, we sparkle with reason, a cause, a plan. She has such an amazing way with words. And I just love this book. If you take any recommendations from me, please read this. In terms of fiction, what I could read for the rest of my life, the Legend trilogy. I'm a little biased because I'm actually rereading this right now. I just finished Legend and Prodigy. Now I'm on to Champion. I love these books so much. Young adult dystopian, kind of has some sci-fi and a little bit of steampunk elements. It's not historical in terms of steampunk. I don't know, it seems steampunk to me because there's a little bit of this militarization idea to it. So that's pretty cool. I just adore these books so much. The characters are fantastic. The plot is amazing. So definitely would recommend these. Would also read them for the rest of my life. Alright, this is the last question I got. If there was one movie you could watch for the rest of your life, what would it be? See, I don't know, there's a lot of movies that I like, but I don't intensely love any movie. I'm really tempted to say some of the Marvel movies. Civil War was great. Also The Winter Soldier, great movie. I'm also really tempted to say what I would consider my favorite movie, at least right now, is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I love that movie. It's so dorky and quirky and geeky. I just love it to pieces. It makes me laugh every time. So I guess right now, unless something changes and I see some fantastic new movie, I would go with Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Alright, well thanks so much to everyone who watched this video. Thank you to the people who asked me questions. that was really fun. I actually really enjoyed putting this together. Next time I'll have to remember to charge my camera battery all the way, because as I say this, I see the little battery light blinking in the corner of the screen. It's a little concerning, so if I randomly get cut off, that's why. If you found this by accident, please follow me on my blog. I write better than I talk, as you can probably imagine. I think it's an introvert thing or a writer thing, I'm not really sure. If you like this, please let me know, because I need that affirmation in my life. I'm kidding. If you like this, please let me know, because if you do like it, then I might do more of them in the future. If you don't like it, then you'll probably never hear from me again. Thanks for stopping by and going through this video. Hope you guys have a great week, and I hope to see you again sometime. See ya!